Well, we'll see how that goes in this first set. So we got Umarth and Kevbot, two staples of the NorCal scene, both pretty high PR there against Vincessant and Noot, two PNW players. So should have a pretty good set. I'm fairly certain. I know that Umarth and Kevbot are statics, and I don't know how much Vincessant and Noot team, but I know they're both also capable players. So we should have a pretty good set of here.
Yeah, it's also a mix of like, I wouldn't say these are like unusual compositions at all, but like Marth, Fox, you know, we have seen a decent amount from like PewFat, but oftentimes we'll see like double Fox, that kind of thing run a lot. And Falco Peach isn't a comp I see as much in doubles, even though I actually think Falco in general is kind of an underrated doubles character.
For sure. I mean, you can use lasers on the other side of the stage to stuff out of your opponent's combos. You can save people with them. I feel like, as well, Falco's a pretty underrated character.
Yeah,
great double downer to the
like
backer, by the way, to send Umarth to start the stage on Noot's part. Really solid stuff on Kevbot. I like the... Ooh, that was a crazy down smash. But I really like the nair that Kevbot did to prevent Noot from coming in, so Vincessant could continue walling out the teammate. And just really good awareness on Kevbot's part in that situation.
No, absolutely. I think like both kind of decisions by the Peach player, Vincessant, are just really good. Like there was a moment where it looked like we were going to have a 2v1 situation, and he pulled out of that very quickly. So I think that's going to be a huge part of whether you see success in doubles, particularly if you are a character that kind of is supposed to stock tank a bit harder. In this case, I think that would be Peach. Being able to like find ways to survive and not let your opponents kind of get free value in the 2v1 is so important. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's exactly part of what Peach is supposed to do in doubles, and I feel like Vincessant's doing a great job with that. Preventing himself from dying, walling up the partner from making sure so there isn't any like strange 2v1 situation, and just like staying alive so Noot can clean up the stocks and keep the stock counts as far apart as possible. And we're seeing it right now. I mean, Vincessant and Noot have a pretty solid lead. Umarth and Kevbot both respectively down the stock, and they're kind of getting walled up. They're being separated right now, but neither Kevbot nor Umarth are able to get any quick stock on either of the players, so they're able to maintain this lead pretty well.
No, absolutely. I think one of the things that also, like, doubles is one of those formats that, like, it has a lot of diehard fans, particularly among the players. Like, people who love dubs are, like, a certain kind of person. And I think one of the reasons for that is it's a game mode that I believe, like, rewards decision-making a bit more heavily than singles does. You know, in singles, execution is kind of the main factor. In Melee, obviously, you know, understanding flowcharts, understanding kind of what your opponent is doing is super important. But because you basically have like twice as many situations in doubles occurring, you know, you have to constantly figure out, should I attack my opponent, save my teammate, push this person away, favor stage position, you name it. It really rewards the player, and I think we've been seeing that a lot from Vincessant so far. Just really good decision making, despite the kind of close, you know, stock count so far.
Yeah,
only a bit behind.
I mean, Noot actually just SD'd at, I think, 0 a couple of seconds ago. But overall, they've been in the lead this entire time. So we can see that for sure in Vincessant's play. And he's been making really good decisions in regards to not attacking when he doesn't need to, and choosing whether to wall someone out or continue a combo when needed. And this is a really close game, by the way.
No, for sure. I think right now it's kind of all three players are at such a high percent where they want to be really particular about kind of when they're choosing to go in. In particular, again, I've been focusing so much on Peach, but Peach is a character of the three who has like the least vertical mobility. So she can't just kind of like reset her position the way someone like Falco can, where his full hop is so fast that he can just kind of be like, I'm going to go to top platform now. Peach doesn't have that luxury, and that's why I like the way Vincessant has been playing, is it just, you know, you can't make a bad call because you get punished for it so hard.
Oh, wow. Crazy DI to live that, by the way. Yeah. I mean, he's got to win a pretty hard 2v1 against Marth Fox, but everyone's a kill percent right now. I don't know why he double jabbed, and no way! The up the really good nair on Kevbot's part to capitalize off that, because that definitely could have, that Peach could have lived for a good like 25 or 30 seconds had that not happened. But really good awareness from Kevbot to be like, okay, Peach is in hit stun, gonna go upwards, I'm gonna just double full hop and get that really soft nair and kill, because you're at like 170%. I feel like if Noot didn't ST at 0, we might have had a different game, but really good stuff from both teams, honestly.
No, I agree. That was very winnable, and you know, it really goes to, you know, shout out Kevbot for being aware there and making the quick decision to throw at the Nair, just a kind of long, lingering, fairly big hitbox, at least by Fox's standards. Kind of reliable way to secure the kill and not give Vincessant a chance to turn things around. But I agree, if Falco didn't SD there, we might have a very, very different game, and I wonder how the second game will turn out. Should be a kill? No.
Potentially. I mean, the Fox still being edge guarded. I think that Noot was trying to go for a rising dare there to cover the side beam, wasn't able to hit the dare in time. And the up B prevents the backer from going off, and Noot's the one dying there, actually.
I do think, you know, Noot has just been a little indecisive on some of his decisions. This is why I kind of bring up decision-making in doubles. There was a moment there where he didn't really know if he wanted to edge guard the Fox or kind of go 2v1 the Marth. And like the game just moves too fast for you to kind of ever be indecisive. Obviously, like, it's easier said than done. Like, don't be like always make a decision quickly, but you know, that's just not how things work. But it punishes you if you throw those kind of few opportunities away. And you know, I think that's why they're still at a bit of a disadvantage unless they can close this out right now.
Yeah, and I think that one of the main things that's kind of hurting the Vincessant new team is the inability to get quick kills. Because, like, Vincessant's doing a really good job at surviving and walling out both of the players when needed. Like, I remember in both this game and in the last game, he's been using his, like, float heights and backers to prevent either the Fox or the Marth in certain situations from running to center stage. And that dare to save Falco is so genius. Like, I think Vincessant's playing on point right now. And it's like just the inability to get these quick stocks. Because at the end of the day, you want to take more stocks faster than the other team can. And you can survive as long as you want, but if you're not taking the stocks as fast as your opponents are, you're not going to win the set.
No, absolutely. Like, you know, there's a difference between playing to survive and playing so passive that you're kind of just letting your Falco get wrecked. And Vincessant is kind of threading that needle. They're finding the balance between, you know, like I said, playing patient, but not kind of just sort of throwing things away. Good get-up attack as well.
This is the up B does it a little bit too far to the right, and Umarth uses the stock a little bit early. Interesting back from Umarth to down throw Peach back into the center of the stage, into the fray of the opponents. I'm not sure if he was trying to get like Kevbot to combo or just trying to mess up and use combo, but it was really smart. I like it a lot. It was a really good decision, I think.
No, I actually completely agree. There's ways where you can just kind of like disrupt people, and it's kind of like another variable that you don't think about in doubles as often, which is this, like, normally in the singles format you have really kind of clear labbed out punishes, and you obviously understand things like positional advantage, being in the corner is bad, having center stage is good, but here you can kind of just sort of like throw people into the chaos, and that chaos on its own has value. But let's see if we're going to see a fun 2v1. Nope. Keeps it simple. Takes the set. Good stuff. We are one game apiece. Where do you think we're going to go in terms of counter picks?
So we started Dreamland. They counterpicked to Battlefield as a smaller stage. I think we might see another larger stage. I'm thinking FD potentially.
I was thinking that as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be harder for Peach to land on a... Yep, there we go. Yeah. I feel like it's a lot harder for Peach to land, and she has less recovery mix-ups with the side platforms and such. And when Peach is stuck in the air, I feel like they can 2v1 the Falco pretty well, Umarth and Kevbot. So I feel like that's kind of going to be their strategy here, is like keeping Peach in the... That was a crazy down air, by the way, on Umarth's really part. It didn't kill, but just really good combo synergy out from the two of them. And I think a lot of this set is basically getting the Peach to high percent, swatting her away, and then 2v1ing the Falco on stage.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, you know, like we've been saying the whole way through, you know, doubles different than singles. Obviously, everyone knows that. But in terms of, like, stage selection, for example, we all know Marth, great on FD. Fox, pretty good on FD in a lot of situations. Falco, pretty good on FD in a lot of situations. Peach, good against, like, most of those characters, but only because of things like the chain grab and stuff. And her kind of slow speed, her kind of inability to reach high up because of her double jump and the kind of just slow vertical mobility, makes this stage like pretty difficult for her. Kind of some of the things that she gets in singles, she just doesn't kind of see those same benefits here. But I feel like once again, Vincessant making the most of it. Not the greatest stage for him, but still, look at that down smash.
Yeah, I mean, getting so much percent and sending Kevbot off stage. I think that everything you said for Peach is actually pretty similar to Marth too, because a lot of what Marths love the stage against Spaceys because they get so much off of grab, and if you're playing it perfectly, they're able to zero to that space off of a grab. But in doubles, you can't really get like infinite chain grabs on people because the person's partner can just come and disrupt you at any time. So it's a lot harder to get these like really, really long zero to deaths by yourself. And I think that another part of doubles, in terms of like more decision making than flowchart, is like knowing when to stop your punish or when to do something different to prevent your opponent from intercepting you. And I think that both of these teams have a good understanding of that and have been doing a good job at like understanding when their opponent's teammate is going to run in and when to stop their combo.
No, I totally agree. I think the only difference with Marth is that like he has a lot of the same problems that Peach has, but then like his tools are just a little bit better at dealing with those problems. Like let's say for example he doesn't have a chain grab, well he can still like juggle with up air. Let's say for example he doesn't have like as quick kind of vertical mobility, well he still has weight, and he can't like punish certain hitboxes coming down. Well he still has kind of the dash speed, among other things, that can kind of compensate for some of the weaknesses she has. Like, I mean, in general, Marth is just a better character than Peach, but I do think some of those kind of benefits you really see in this sort of matchup. And this could be a grab and a kill, but doesn't end up getting it from Umarth there.
Just want to point out really quick also, I agree with everything you said. The last stock, Umarth had the Fox grabbed and then down through the Fox right into Kevbot for an up smash. And it's like, those moments like that, you can definitely tell these people are practiced. Not sure what that was.
Commentator's curse is him complimenting them and them having like, not a free kill, but a moment where it's like a very easy punish, and both of them being like, honestly, bro, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to go for like a tip or F smash on the Peach and potentially killed off of it, but I don't know. If Vincessant somehow makes this 2v1, he's the best player of all time, by the way.
It would be pretty impressive. I think one of the challenges there was, Marth, such a good grab. Fox, very good grab as well, but, Fox has a lot better kind of grab punishes. Marth needing that tipper means he needs like a lot of space. His hitboxes are so big that you're probably going to end up hitting Fox as well. And we've been talking about the 2v1, but all that takes is one stray hit, and then everything I've been talking about with FD suddenly comes back into play in the 1v1 situation. But Umarth not letting that happen. Great stuff. They take game 3.
Is this best of 3 or 5? Do you know?
It is best of 3, according to the graphic, at least. So,
all right.